Welcome back to another video. Hope you are having a great day. And today with a tablet on the 200 US dollars euros range, which in terms of the build quality, screen and the specifications that it has, in my opinion, worths more. And at least in my market where we live in Europe, usually this kind of setup does cost about 300 and something euros. So this might be a great option for those that are on the 200 euro dollar mark. Now, in terms of specifications, it has the MediaTek 8781 octa-core at 2.2 gigahertz. And just bear with me, in a few moments I will explain what we can do with the specifications that I'm boring with you right now. It also has 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, really fast storage. We are talking about UFS 2.2. It has Android 13, clean Android, no bloatware at all, responsive experience. It's a tablet with a really fluid experience, not only because of the specifications, but because that the Android that comes here, Android 13, as the original setup. It looks like comes from the Google store. It doesn't. It comes from Lincplus store. Talking about store, if you are watching this on your Windows 10 or Windows 11 computer, don't forget to check out KeysFan, where you can find budget official OEM keys at an affordable price. And with the coupon code that you can see on screen and down below on the video description, you will get a better discount. Now, looking at the screen, which is the first thing that we enjoy on a tablet, it's a 10.4 inch panel, 2000 by 1200 resolution. It's an IPS panel with really good viewing angles, and hopefully I can show you on camera. It's bright panel, it has some really nice and vivid colors, and one of the things that we usually notice on budget tablets, which is not the case, is the space between the glass and the panel. And if you have seen some really low-cost tablets, you have seen that really large gap. And this is something that always, when happens here on the channel, I always mention that, hey, this tablet is budget, but it has this wide gap. In this particular case, we are talking about 200, so it's on a budget, but there is no spacing. It is a great screen that is right over here. So this is one of the things that I really enjoyed. They did not chip out on the screen. It has a screen like those top-end models have. In terms of sound, it's not really loud, but we have stereo sound on both sides with a great audio quality.
Teclado, gamepad, seja aquilo que for. Ele basicamente vai pegar num sinal HDMI que eu tenho, por exemplo, aqui num computador, vai enviar através da minha rede e depois com o descodificador eu vou conseguir ligar a qualquer TV, qualquer projetor.
The design itself is a rounded shape, and although these days usually we have mock-ups of the iPad and something like that which are more squared, I still like this kind of design. It's really well built. It's all made of brushed aluminium, space gray style brushed aluminium. It has a USB-C connection for charging and data, a power and volume rocker on the upper right corner. It has one 8 megapixel front camera and a 13 megapixel rear camera, along with a micro SD card slot. And now we are testing out the video quality of the front face camera on the Lincplus T3, and to see if it's enough for your video conferencing calls or not. This is the back camera on the Lincplus T3, 13 megapixels, so that we can check out afterwards how it looks on our screen and what kinds of footage can use the back camera for. I do notice that it's auto-focusing, and that might be good or bad, that I'm really close to the subject, so that's not a easy task, but just a sample to see how it behaves. Performance-wise, I did test it out on some benchmarks so that we can compare with other models. On Geekbench 6, we had 730 on single-core score and 1852 on multi-core score. While on 3D Mark Wildlife, we have a general score of 1191. Now, these numbers will tell us that the CPU right over here is good enough for most tasks, but as we have seen on other machines, is not the top-end model. But it's costing half price of those models that we are talking about. Now, besides that, on speed test, actually on disk speed, we got 1500 megabytes per second on reads and 320 megabytes per second on writes using UFS 2.2, which is just awesome. And then on Wi-Fi, we got 250 megabits per second on download and 150 megabits per second on uploads. So with these results, what I would say is that, okay, you will get this tablet. What you will be able to do is, first of all, a really fast browse on the tablet. Opening apps with this kind of storage is a breeze. We can open, close really, really fast. Multitasking is a no issue at all. If we want to go from one app to another, the experience is just awesome. And then in terms of gaming, this is the only issue that we might have, but only on demanding games. So it's capable of every application that you want for office productivity and so on and so forth. Games might be the only exception. So we did test out a few games right over here. And the first one was Genshin Impact, which is probably the heaviest game on the Play Store. Now, the experience was not the best, but for my surprise, it was able to run Genshin Impact. Now, it was on the minimum of settings in terms of graphics. It had a few stops here and there, but it's playable and possible. As I said, this is the heaviest game on the Play Store. So what I can say is that you will be able to play those high demanding games, but expect that you will have to lower the graphics so that the machine is able to do so. Now, if we lower to other kind of games like Asphalt 9, for example, then it will manage to push everything with maximum graphics without any crashes whatsoever. So this type of game will be able to run without any issues. So we are talking about medium to high games will be fine, but really, really demanding, then that is the only situation where this tablet might not be the best experience. Now, in terms of battery, it has a 7000 milliamp battery, and I did test out playing YouTube videos for about 2 hours. I did start at 12:25 more or less, and it finished about 14:25 or so. Now, it did manage to use about 20% of battery, and this means that we will get about 10% per hour, which will give us 10 hours of usage while streaming content from YouTube, Netflix, and so on and so forth. So in conclusion, who is this tablet for, in my opinion? For someone that is looking for a tablet on the €200, $200 mark, but is expecting to get more for is money. And this is exactly what we are going to get. A great screen, a great build quality with a more or less great CPU, great RAM, and great storage. So the only thing that will go a little bit on the medium to high range is the CPU. Everything else is above average. So it's not easy to find a tablet with everything that this one has for the price that it costs. I will leave a link down below for Amazon, where you will find it for $170 US, or if you are on Europe, I will leave the link for the Lincplus store, where we can find for about €200, and they will ship directly from Europe, and it's really, really fast. Now, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. If you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing it so to help and grow this awesome community. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.